What is going on, guys? It is Evan here for Evan Sports Corner, and I'm back with another video here on the channel. And today I'm going to be talking about the MLB lockout that is entering a critical week in the negotiations, with the unofficial deadline for the two sides to come to an agreement on a new CBA, which is February 28th, less than a week away. Things are getting very dire, and the two sides are finally starting to negotiate, but not a lot of progress has been made. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the core issues that have these two sides on completely different sides. But before we hop in the video, remember to leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new so you'll not miss more sports content like this, and let's hop right in the video. So the MLB lockout is entering a huge week. February 28th is the unofficial deadline for when things start to get desperate. You're going to have to start thinking about potentially canceling games or moving the start of the MLB season back. It's not looking good. The two sides have made small concessions and things like that, such as the union. They wanted free agency before 6 years. They wanted to have earlier free agency, but they conceded that. The MLB increased the pre-arbitration pool to $20 million, which is a $5 million increase from before. So they're making concessions and things are getting a little better. They're starting to get closer. They've gone to the bargaining table. They're in Florida. But it looks like the two sides are still pretty far apart on the CBA. And there are a lot of issues that they need to come to an agreement on. Major league minimum salary, number of draft picks in the draft lottery so that they don't incentivize tanking. They're trying to figure out on an NBA style draft lottery, but they're still deciding how many teams are going to be in and things like that. They also need to figure out how many teams are going to be in the new expanded playoffs, and also the issue over the luxury tax. The union wants a bigger luxury tax threshold, while the league wants a smaller luxury tax threshold. Max Scherzer tweeted out a bunch of the stuff that the players want for this. They are fighting hard right now, and that's one of the main reasons why this lockout is lasting so long, and there's a lot of doubt of what will happen, because a lockout like this was inevitable. The two sides clearly are really far apart and are really stubborn on their stance. Both sides want to make money, and they've been doing this. This lockout has been looking like it's going to happen for so many years. There's just so many things that both sides want. And a lot of the stuff is economic. The stuff about the luxury tax, both sides are very passionate about. The players want money. They want a chance to get their market value, to make money when they can. The owners want to make as much money as they possibly can. It's a big money thing. That's a huge driving point of this lockout. Then there's the stuff about the draft picks and the lottery. There's the stuff about the expanded playoffs. There's a bunch of kinks to figure out in this whole lockout process, and there's a bunch of stuff that's going on right now, and it's unfortunate that we're in such a place of uncertainty right now, because this MLB season, this offseason is crazy. You have so many big moves, so many big names going to free agency. I don't want the MLB season to get canceled. My Rangers actually have a chance to be decent this year for the first time in 5 years. I don't want to see the MLB get canceled, but clearly both of these sides really want to make their point, and both sides don't really seem to be budging. They're making small concessions, but they're not really seeming to be that close to a new CBA. And with the February 28th deadline approaching, it's time for them to get talking and start getting a little desperate. Both sides haven't really talked that much since the December lockout started, because there was really no pressure on the two sides to come to an agreement. Spring training and the MLB season were a couple months down the line. But now that we're here, less than a week away from the February 28th, the unofficial deadline, now it's time to start getting serious about these issues. I just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, both sides are doing their thing. The owners are usually the ones who end up coming out on top of these CBAs, because they're kind of the people who run the league, so they usually have more power. And the owners putting the players in this situation, the owners are pretty much the ones who forced the lockout, because obviously if the players don't play, that's going to hurt their salary and things like that. So the owners wanted to put this into a lockout and put pressure on the players, and so far the players are not backing down. But I feel like the players are going to end up making some big concessions in this CBA, but they're doing a good job of putting up a fight against the owners. And the owners right now, they just want to make as much money as possible. The players want what's right, and I think that the biggest issue in this is certainly stuff about the economics, the stuff about the playoffs and the draft lottery. That's important, but the main thing is stuff about free agency. the pre-arbitration pool, the luxury tax. Those are things that these sides seem to be very strong on because it's stuff about money, and I feel like that's the driving point of this lockout. So right now, I feel like the main thing these two sides need to come to an agreement on is the economic stuff. I feel like the other stuff, like the draft picks in the draft lottery and all the other stuff, I feel like they can work that out. But the stuff about the economics of the league is what they need to figure out first, because that seems to be the main dividing thing between these two sides, is the stuff about the money. And it will be interesting to see what happens, because the unofficial deadline is in 6 days, and the start of the regular season is supposed to be March 31st. So who knows when we're going to get to see baseball? Who knows how willing these sides are to come to an agreement, because the pressure's starting to get to these sides. They're now finally negotiating, and we'll see if any progress is made here in the next week. Hopefully there is, because obviously I want to watch baseball this year. So we'll see if the two sides can come to an agreement, put their differences aside, and play ball. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, so you will not miss more sports content like this. Comment down below, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that they're going to be able to come to an agreement for a new CBA soon? Or do you think that the lockout is going to continue into the MLB season? Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.